Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl Liz the One. I think you know what I'm going to say right now. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the way in. And I'm just going to hurry up and hop into this article that I got from the Chicago Tribune. And I'll put the link below in the description box just in case you want to read it yourself. But I'm going to read it and we're going to dissect this. Okay. R. Kelly fails to show up in court, loses lawsuit alleging underage sex abuse. So you know that when you don't show up in court, and that's just the title so far, but you know that when you don't show up in court, then you automatically lose by default. So let's dig into the article. Singer R. Kelly has lost a civil lawsuit by default after he failed to show up in Cook County Circuit Court to answer allegations he sexually abused an underage girl in the late 1990s. Now, some of you people saw late 1990s and you might be like, that's too long ago, statute of limitations. Well, that law has been changed because a lot of people don't feel that they got justice, or because they were a child, things got swept under the rug. So if you were violated back when you were a kid and nothing was ever done about it, you can seek justice in your adult years, which is a beautiful thing, really. Hopefully it'll put an end to a lot of this abuse that happens to girls. But I'm gonna keep going. The alleged victim, now 36, alleged in a suit filed in February that Kelly had repeated sexual contact with her beginning in June 1998 when she was just 16. And it said, listen, I know what y'all gonna say. Well, where were her parents? They shitty too if they knew and they allowed it. But here's the problem. He was the one who actually did it, so that makes him shitty as well. Just because, the parents might be turning a blind eye does not give you a right to violate a child. But I'm going to keep going. Records show Kelly was served a court summons last month while locked up in Cook County Jail for failing to pay back child support to his shady ass ex-wife, who I be side-eyeing too, because there's no way in hell that you were married to this man all this time. Her Andrea Kelly, her Two-Faced. Okay. Let's keep going. But never filed an appearance in the lawsuit, according to the court filings by the woman's attorney, Judge Moira Johnson. I think it's Moira or Moira. It's Moira Johnson. Granted the attorney's request Tuesday to enter a judgment against Kelly that could still be reversed if Kelly got an attorney involved in the suit. Now, I will say for R. Kelly, it would be a wise decision to get the attorney involved, because this, I might be jumping ahead of myself a little bit. This same girl that sued him civilly, she's actually, one of his accusers criminally as well. So if you lose this, the question is, could that impact your criminal case? But I do know that he's having financial trouble because it's not looking like he has really any money left. A lot of his bank account, the few $100,000 that he did have in there, was seized in his studio landlord in Chicago, because he was still renting the studio for some reason. His studio landlord in Chicago garnished his bank account because he had owed, I want to say maybe about 150,000 ballpark. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying that that's fact, but it was over 100,000, and rent fees, late rent fees, and stuff like that. So the attorney was able to garnish and get what he needed to fulfill the rent. Now, I'm assuming that R. Kelly has some money somewhere, maybe some physical money in his apartment, because he seems to be able to pay for his lawyer. And not just be able to pay for his lawyer, he still has his apartment at Trump Tower in Chicago. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. If that doesn't happen, Kelly could be ordered to pay damages as soon as next month, when the alleged victim is expected to testify about her allegations against the singer. The woman's attorney, Jeffrey Deutschman, said her testimony will likely be conducted in Johnson's chambers, in the judge's chambers. Kelly's accuser in the suit is one of the alleged victims at the center of pending criminal charges against the singer. Her attorney confirmed to the Tribune earlier this year the woman is identified in the criminal court documents as HW. So, and there's a lot more. Let me just read a little bit more. Kelly faces 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 separate alleged victims, 3 of whom were underage at the time. Now, these are just the cases in Chicago. From what I'm hearing in Detroit, that they are investigating allegations on him as well from some years ago. So this may not be good for him, period, because, even though we thought that, the corrupt lawyers would sort of affect the trial, that doesn't seem to be the case. And by the corrupt lawyers, I know some people are like, you're rambling, get to the point, but I have to say this because some people don't know the backstory. So Michael Avenatti and Mark Garagos, both are under investigation and federally for trying to basically extort Nike. Basically trying to shake him down. Now, Michael Avenatti, he represented Stormy Daniels, the woman who accused Trump or President Trump paid for sex, allegedly. I do have to say allegedly. So he's under scrutiny because, one, you went after the president. And then Mark Garagos happened to be in with him. I don't know what the hell made them believe that they were above the law and that you could go after a massive company like Nike. Now, Mark Garagos was Michael Jackson's attorney back in the day. And he was Jussie Smollett's attorney on one of these cases. And that's not the end of Mark Garagos' problems. The Osendario brothers are sitting up here trying to sue Jussie Smollett's attorney, Mark Garagos was one of them. For defamation. Now, I do believe that they should just quit while they're behind, but it may work in their favor that these 2 attorneys are being investigated for corruption. And well, let me get back to the point. Because of that, these 2 corrupt attorneys, alleged, I can't say factly, but alleged corrupt attorneys, we thought that the R. Kelly case would sort of be it was sort of be in jeopardy, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So let me just read a smidge more and then I'll let it go. Cook County prosecutors have alleged that Kelly's manager approached the girl as she celebrated her 16th birthday at a restaurant. And that seems to be his calling card. He doesn't seem to go up to the girls. He sends somebody, like he sends an ambassador or a representative. Which is why I believe now, and I may have to do another story, that his circle is being investigated as well. Because a lot of them did his dirty work. Like they brought girls to him, they kept them in check, had all these weird rules about how they were supposed to operate, pretty much groom these babies to give to this grown-ass sick man, feeding his addiction. So let me continue. Gave her Kelly's card and told her to contact him. Her mother intercepted the card, but HW later found it. So her mom found the card. So in this case, I can't even say that, the parents knew because her mom took the damn card, but she found it later in her mom's purse and began having sexual encounters with the singer about once a month, prosecutor said. So in this case, her mama stepped in, did what a mom was supposed to do, took the card. She went in her mom's purse. Now, I don't know about y'all. If I would have went in my mama's purse when I was a kid, I would have got fucked up, okay? I would have got fucked up real bad, but that's neither here nor there. I think he knows who to target, and it's a certain type of girl. This is a really long article. I'm not going to read all of it, but the suit filed by HW said that Kelly drove up to talk to the girl as she walked outside in May 1998, and that later that day, one of his associates met her. Once again, like I said, it's always somebody with him. I'm not going to keep reading too much into this, but this is just ridiculous. It's sick, but like I said, it had to be. He's got this elaborate ring around him. I think that this is all unraveling now because his money is failing. I think because he doesn't have as much money as he used to, it's all unraveling. But I do believe that he has something left, and it may be $1 million in a duffel bag because he can still afford that apartment in Trump Tower. He can still afford to, have those girls, with him at all times with handlers, and he can still have afford to have people to work for him. So, yeah, this is just, and I think that at some point I'm gonna do a legal segment, and it's not gonna be like a lawyer segment, but it's going to be stuff that I can teach you because something good has got to come from this, from all these damn court cases, from all this messy shit on YouTube. So something good has got to come from this. But at some point, probably in the next week, I'm going to create a different section, and in that section I'm going to be teaching you things like how to file a motion and stuff like that, just stuff that you need to know, because if it could help you, and you don't need an attorney to do it. You could do it yourself to help yourself out. So some good might as well come from this. Anyway, that's really all I got to say. I'm done going on a rant. I'm Liz the One. Thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Peace out.